course, maybe they'll move on to bigger things in terms of international superbike competition, but certainly a good second place in this race and running well and getting better all the time. And that's Stringer. That is Ray Stringer, and Stringer went down very, very heavily indeed. It was all locked up. There was a lot of smoke coming from the back, and the bike was all but disintegrated. Ray Stringer fell very heavily indeed.
The bike, by the look of it, has actually gone right over the top of the Armco barrier. We would need to look at a replay of that to actually see what was happening, but it looks to me like there's oil all over the back tyre. And this is the shot of it, and that's Matt Llewellyn coming into the picture now, and Stringer's certainly all completely locked up, and that was definitely a problem with the engine. I would imagine the engine has locked up, either seized up, conrod broken, but there was certainly a lot of oil on the back tyre, and Stringer had no choice but to put the thing straight into the bales.
I have to say the marshals were extremely lucky, because at that particular point on the circuit there were several marshals, and by some miraculous means the flying bike of Ray Stringer missed the marshals who were gathered at that particular spot. Stringer was actually off the bike at the time it went into the tyres, so straw bales as well cushioned the impact, and we will bring you news on Ray Stringer, the unfortunate Ray Stringer, just as soon as we can, but he certainly sat up immediately after the impact. Will obviously be feeling a bit bruised, but as soon as I've got some information on that, we will of course let you know. The yellow flag out, meaning the riders are allowed to proceed with caution, and no overtaking is permitted under the yellow flag. Steve Hislop has his hand in the air, and it appears that the race has been stopped. There is a red flag. Hislop knew the score, put his hand up. The race is stopped due to the incident involving Ray Stringer. Well, Roger, that was hectic indeed. Stringer went in there in all sorts of trouble, and he's now receiving rapid attention from the first aid people and the marshals at the scene.
The problem is that another rider has fallen because there is oil on the track. I noticed as Steve Hislop went down into Island Bend that there is a distinct trail of oil, and that is obviously a consequence of Ray Stringer's engine blowing. But we have another rider down there and obviously being attended to.
The incidents which caused the stoppage of that race, let me bring you up to date with the condition of the two riders. Number 17, Ray Stringer, who went into the tyre wall, has back injuries, but is otherwise okay. He's been sitting up and smiling and chatting to the medical staff. Number 8.